It's Monday, and it's time for another edition of 3 Point Stands presented by Mountain Dew. And what a weekend. What a weekend. So much to talk about. We're going to start in the NFL. Roser, how about we start? Can we start in the NFC or the AFC? Because both of us have like a lot of ties to both.
Do whatever you want to do. We can diner up or we can tighten down.
Let's go. Let's start in the NFC. All the action that happened in the NFC. I'll start with you because let's start on the good news for yourself. I'm really happy for you. I really, really am. Congratulations. Your Niners took down the Green Bay Packers, and you do not have to take on Tom Brady because the Los Angeles Rams were the victors thanks to Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. But what was your take of everything that happened in the NFC over the weekend?
I mean, look, we'll get to the AFC too in our next one, but all 4 games. This was probably the best divisional round weekend of that's ever happened. I think that's what it's being called, and I think it was when you see that every game was decided in the final play. And I thought what was great about it was they were all. It shows you there's more than one way to win a football game. Like they were all played different styles of football. Like the 49ers was the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, snow everywhere. The conditions are horrible. No, it's a defensive struggle. Titans game turns into Joe Burrow getting sacked a million times, and can he just get the ball off in time? Ryan Tannehill's turning it over. Then you get warm weather in Tampa. But no, the NFC, the games, I thought Tampa made the mistake. I mean, I don't know how you leave a safety one-on-one with Cooper Kupp like that. It's so obvious. And then Bruce Arians saying that he knew that, that some of the guys didn't know what the play was on defense. So you can give them you can criticize them. Well, yeah, you're going to get criticized for that. I thought it would have been awesome if Brady could have gotten a chance. I think the storyline of Garoppolo and Brady in the NFC Championship game would have been great. But, we get the Rams, and who we've beaten 6 straight times. And for the 49ers game, I think it's been talked about too much about how bad Aaron Rodgers was and not enough credit given to how good San Francisco's defense has really been. They've really carried our team over the last, month of the season. The defense, it is amazing when I go back and watch what they were the first 3 to 4 or 5 weeks of the season to what they are now. It is night and day. Oh, my God. And we have friends. I'm George Kittle. And I know Jimmy Garoppolo sometimes makes mistakes, but he made some big conversions, and I caught a big 3rd and 11. Big 3rd and 11. Oh, we got another one here.
Oh, another friend.
I'm Nick Bosa. I'm the best defensive player in the NFL, and I had 2 sacks. I forced a fumble that led to a blocked field goal from Jimmy Ward. Go Niners.
See, I'm happy we started the NFC.
I think we're going to the Super Bowl. I think we're going to beat the Rams.
Well, look here's the thing. It's going to be difficult because you got to take on the Los Angeles Rams teams that have figured it out. Matthew Stafford was, almost perfect in this game. Didn't throw a pick. You had Stafford, especially in those last 2 plays to Cooper Kupp. Those last 2 throws to Cooper Kupp solidified that win. The Rams, so much pressure was on the Rams going into this season. We had an up and down type of season. And everyone said for them, it's Super Bowl or bust. And here they are, the chances. They just had to get through you guys. That was an amazing game. I'm just so happy that Tom Brady I did not have to see Tom Brady do a comeback of all comebacks. So it was still a great comeback to be down 27-3, to come all the way back up, to tie things up. But you still
Cam Akers tried to, right? Man. That guy fumbled the ball twice. He let the ball go left and right.
I'm so happy he didn't go in King. I know Cam Akers was going to walk off that field and be just like sick and gutted if that would have came down to, especially those 2 plays that he did have where he fumbled the ball. But we're gonna have a difficult matchup for you. Look, I picked the Niners to potentially beat the Packers. I said I don't know, but I think I'm gonna go with the Rams. But that was just NFC overall great game. You had two game-winning field goals, and now we got to get to the AFC. And my Titans totally just like broke my heart, ruined it.
Your offensive coordinator is he fired yet?
The play calling has not been fired. The play calling was awful. The defense was so good, and I think that's why it just hurts even more. It's like we have the 1 seed. We're at home. For some reason, when we're the 1 seed, we can't win at home. We haven't won at home as the 1 seed since 2003. Derrick Henry's back, and he had a decent game. We couldn't expect him to do a lot. You got Foreman filling those shoes as well. Ryan Tannehill, and the certain decisions that he did make. He had some great passes and some great moments, but the bad moments were so bad that you forgot the good moments. And it was the pick of all picks at the end of that game. The pick at first and goal, going for it on 4th and 1 wasn't the right decision. Why didn't we run the ball more than we wanted to run the ball? So many bad things. AFC was awful to the point where for the Titans, it just broke my heart. But I was happy that we got a great AFC game between the Bills and the Chiefs, because on Sunday I kind of like almost forgot the Titans went, and we were gifted with so much great football in the last game of the entire weekend.
Yeah, Bills Chiefs was it's being called the best game ever. Let's not go there. It was the best. The final 2 minutes of regulation was the best final 2 minutes of regulation ever. But that first half, there was nothing. I mean, the game was like 7-7 for a ton of it. And then it's 14-7. I mean, the first 3 quarters of that game were not some freaking amazing football game. It was good.
It's what you
but it wasn't like you weren't watching the first 3 quarters of that game going, this is the best game ever. The final 2 minutes made that amazing.
Roser, that 4th quarter alone, because we got to watch Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, like 2 studs of a quarterback, which is very hard for me because I had to watch Ryan Tannehill, and I get so jealous for teams that have people like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. I'm like, why can't I have a quarterback like this? I would love to have a quarterback. No, not to Ryan Tannehill, but when you have a quarterback like that who can buy you time, who can do a lot with their arm, who can do a lot with their legs, that was amazing, amazing football. And to the point where you got extra time and you want it more. And I know people with the coin flip and the coin toss or overtime rules, blah, 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 blah. The Bills do have the best defense in the league. You got to get a stop. And they weren't able to get a stop. And of course, who scores the overtime touchdown? Travis Kelce. And Tyreek Hill had an amazing game. That was epic. I will remember that game for a very long time.
Oh, no. I'll definitely remember. If you're Josh Allen, I mean, the professionalism that he showed after that game, I'd want to strangle my coach. I'd want to strangle everybody on that defense. Like that is so unacceptable to allow that in 13 seconds. One, the other thing is the kicking off. Like you have to squib that. You have to waste time there. You cannot give Mahomes. It's crazy to say you can't give him the full 13 seconds, but if you could shave any time off that, you have to.
But Rosa,
and then they just laid off. They have the timeout, so they just laid off completely prevent and let them just go right up the seam, catch, run, tackle, catch, run, tackle. You can get your timeouts and you get your field goal unit.
Roser, 13. No one would have thought 13 seconds would have been like, honestly, that doesn't happen often. No one would have thought 13 seconds would have, like, you had enough time to do that.
Yeah, no, but like it's not surprising that he was able to do it with the timeouts. Yeah. It's not surprising that he was able to do it.
Right.
Like
all 3 timeouts is big.
And Sean McDermott even said after the game that he would do it totally different again. Mm-hmm. He would not kick that ball out of the end zone. He said he would do it totally different because he knows they messed up. He knows they screwed that game up. Josh Allen freaking threw, if you're going to relate this, like, he threw 2 perfect games in a row, that Patriots game and this game. Perfect games. And he's rewarded with an L because of his head coach and their defense. All right. Josh Allen didn't deserve that.
But how about Kansas City and their defense to stop Stephon Diggs? Did Stephon Diggs watch the celebration again? We kept bringing up that picture from last season. Did he come out there and watch again? Or did he like, you know what, I saw it. It didn't, like, the moment that I thought
look, yeah, you shut down Stephon Diggs, but like Gabriel Davis was freaking catching stuff all day. Like you're gonna you take something away, you're gonna give up something else.
Gabriel in Hebrew means God is my strength. I'm just saying. I'm thinking about naming my future son Gabriel now because of what that guy was able to do. The name says it all.
It's you.
All right, for our last dance,
we don't have much time, but we don't need much time.
For Grayson Allen is the talk in the NBA. The flagrant 2 foul on Alex Caruso. He's got a broken wrist, knee surgery, will be out for 6 to 8 weeks. The NBA has now suspended Grayson Allen for 1 game. Do you agree or not? Do not agree.
No, I don't agree. Yeah, I think with anything, with flagrant fouls, suspensions, even with personal fouls in the NFL, you have to look when they throw these flags, when you give a flagrant 2s and eject guys or suspend them, you have to look at intent. And is the intent malicious? And if it's not malicious intent, there's no need for suspensions. There's no need for flag throwing. Grayson Allen did not mean anything bad by that. It was unfortunate how it happened, but Grayson Allen should not be suspended.
Bias aside, we know Grayson, he played here. I don't think, as you mentioned, the intent was not there. It was a hard foul. Give him flagrant 2, eject him. That's fine. Everything else, I don't necessarily agree with. So that's my stance on that. And that's all the time we have.